I got it. All right, welcome to our second series. It's the fourth series overall for the wild card stage, and we've actually got big curveballs coming in. As on the side of IG, nobody's played Broodmother before in their professional career.
Really?
Yeah. And on the side of Nigma, who came up with this Tidehunter pick, ILTW has only played it once in 2016. So.
Well, it's at least something that we know that most of the veterans on the side of Kuroki and the boys have experience with. We saw it in True Sight. TA tied. It gives you everything.
TA tied.
The player that said that, of course, no longer with the team, but the concept still holds true. Team fight, Roche, Ancients, it's incredible. And I just want to also say to the stream, if you hear what sounds like, I don't know, animal dying, loud voices coming from who knows where, it's because Slacks is actually casting about 30 meters away from us, and his voice can carry.
Oh, yeah. And if you're hearing weird moans coming out of Dota TV, that is because Mind Control is a big fan of the 4-9-6 team pack. I've been watching him all day playing pubs, and he spams it nonstop. So prepare for a lot of those noises. So. Oh, Slacks enjoyed that noise.
We gotta turn each other up.
Okay. All right. Our mid matchup going to be the Templar Assassin versus the Ember Spirit. We've got the Broodmother matched up against the Tidehunter, which is something that I feel like, did we talk about last, where were we? DPC. We talked about a Brood matchup against Tidehunter, and I said, okay, if you get Blink Dagger, you can kill the spiders, but like otherwise, he just runs around you nonstop.
It's the same issue you have when you see people pick Bristleback into the Broodmother. Kunkka, Beastmaster, these heroes are considered better counters just because you have the ability to kill the brute, to stop him, to catch him.
Yeah.
So it will be interesting. I will say, Ember versus TA, this is considered like the best hero against TA. You lose the lane, but you can always get kills because you burn through the refraction so quickly. Concern though, the spiders also die real fast to side lanes.
Very early disruption move. Kuro was hoping to be able to block in Ig.Emo, but not good enough, it seems.
That is a very ambitious rotation.
I almost feel like trying to out-volume Slacks.
No, it's not possible. Please, we don't. I can't remember who said it, but don't pick battles you're incapable of winning. Some general.
That's probably Sun Tzu. That's probably a Sun Tzu quote. There's always a Sun Tzu quote.
JT, you said he had one game on the Brood?
No,
no, never.
He has had 0 games on the Broodmother in his professional career. So this is something new that they picked up specifically for the major. And I mean, IG is already qualified, right? So this is a good opportunity for them to be able to, in a way, show this off. Say, hey, we've got a Broodmother player now. Other teams, watch out, and see if they're also actually good enough to win with it.
Yeah, it's one of the heroes that's been crushing in high-level pub games. I think even after the nerf, it's still like top 3 win rate. And then I think after we talk about the panel, like, even with the changes to the lifesteal, you just can't out-trade this hero.
Yeah.
It just clicks you. You can even see top 12-7 versus a 5-0 Tide. They picked Tide into Brood, knowing what to expect, and it's just not worked out for him. Was Troll banned? I feel like it must have been, because otherwise that...
Yeah, I have to imagine Kaka. Loop around here from Kuro, disruption into a gush, does a lot of damage, and there it is, first blood for ILTW.
Okay, they needed that one. That deals with the CS disparity right away. Big part of that, maybe. We don't typically see a Shadow Demon 5.
Oh, the last shot, he needs the vision. Oh, super ducks around the tree, gets out of vision.
It's a veteran move. It's a coach play, of course. Super standing in for Ollie. Unfortunately, unable to make it. Ultimately negative for coronavirus, but he did have a positive result, thus must remain in quarantine anyway.
Unfortunate.
However, he does have the satisfaction that his team is going to TI, so.
Yes. And I feel like I've always made this, and I'm going to stick by it, the idea that having your coach play with you sometimes will make them more valuable as a coach. Well,
it's interesting to put it like that because, you know, there's some, I remember Sunby when he was still coaching Secret talking about how he would never want to stand in because it might change the relationship with his team.
He missed the chains. Very unfortunate because I feel like this was definitely a kill. I mean, you could see Miracle got rather low. If they hit a chains there, then they could have actually dove the tower for that kill.
Yeah, that would have been a huge one.
They're going to try and keep him out of water runes.
This is the thing. You want to play active. Oh, is he really going to go for this?
Oh, he melded just to make sure he wasn't going to get slight chained again.
This is how you play with an Ember versus TA matchup, though. You need to always try to be applying pressure. If TA is allowed to just 1v1, you're going to win the lane. But with the water runes especially, Ember can consistently spam spells, flame guard pretty much off cooldown. And top lane JT doing work that covered at level 6. Once he gets that up, suddenly this lane gets very tough. And Miracle?
They just keep on roaming into this mid lane. They are not leaving Miracle alone. I mean, the upside, Tidehunter, you can leave him alone. The downside is Shadow Demon's not a good roaming support, as we've seen from his attempted ganks. Lion, much better at that. Super does manage to get caught in the brambles. They vacuum him over to the other brambles. Cute play for mind control, but Super now ducking away into the trees. Let's see if they can catch him out. He doesn't have anything else to be able to get out of this hole he's dug for himself, but Fly, no, not going to be able to go for it. GH will also survive, albeit on low HP.
I love the early point in time dilation. So good against Darkseer Willow. Almost always using all spells. Kuro, very odd game, honestly. So 5 is he must have been stacking. I assume that's what he's going to consider his big role in this game. He's playing with the TA. Sure. So even though it looks ineffective, consider every stack is like a creep wave in the future, especially the Ancients. So yeah, ILTW not doing incredibly well, but they picked it to be this kind of offlaner style, right? It's Miracle in mid who's the carry.
No.
Oh.
Radiant structures.
Close call, but fortunately, I mean, that's the chainmail in effect there.
Yep.
In fact, he went the early chainmail off of the phase boots over, say, the claws for extra damage. He knows exactly what is going to be beat him out in this lane.
Yep.
Early Orb of Corrosion, so max focus on laning harassment here. Gonna make Kuro's job that much harder. GH going for the double stacks. Both supports gonna be stacking up the jungle quite heavily. They do know about that on the left-hand side due to the Observer Ward. And they've got another one in the triangle as well. Fly is going to be caught by this Cursed Crown without a time walk away. He's got 15 charges of one, but it's done by Kaka. That is just good or bad luck, depending on whose side you're looking at it there. Kaka, the one inside the brambles instead of Fly. They really wanted the kill on that support, or the core rather, instead of the support.
We have gotten some incredible games so far, but this one's shaping up already to be something special. Both these teams, it's like you can see, they're damn good Dota players.
Yeah.
There's a lot of quick-paced thinking. The kills make sense. Spells being utilized, blocked, and negated.
Is he going to get that kill, Dark Willow? They're also going to be rotating on to ILTW here. They kill him, and they can get level 6 for JT. They can start taking this tower bit by bit. GH, meanwhile, does survive through the Ancient Apparition attempted gank.
This is how you want to play it. Enigma, their goal is to just slow the pace down once we hit this 8 to 10 minute mark. Give TA stacks. Allow ILTW to just shove out the lane, camp there, keep his structure alive, as then mind controls free to backlane bottom, push waves, a slow pace. IG, it's all in now. You've got Spider Army just continuing to grow. Ig.Emo is so strong, and look at it, more aggression.
They just keep on going for Miracle. They're going to make sure this Templar Assassin, the only way back into this game is going to be off of those stacks. They kill him time and time again inside the lane. The meld is only going to last so long. Eventually, the damage over time kicks in, and Kaka actually survives through that one. Was that a miss? GH, he's going to pay for it too. 2 kills for the side of IG as the rotations come in hot and heavy into the mid lane. Fly, he's okay.
Now this is shaping up to be tough for Miracle. He has to get out of this lane. But look at the warding already from IG. 4 wards currently on the map. 1 blocking the hard camp spawn, scouting out the top triangle. So you kind of get the idea that maybe Miracle leaves lane. They're probably just going to follow him. They'll know where he is.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
The name of the game is Hunt This TA. Look at the net worth, 6th place right now. Last series, we saw TA just skyrocketing to the top of the net worth chart. This is not ideal for Miracle, and the trouble you have is Darkseer Tide. Good team fighters, but they don't really offer much in terms of actual pick-off, actual playmaking.
There you go. See the Tidehunter? He showed up. Oh, Chronosphere got to be used here to be able to kill mind control. As long as he gets a bash anywhere along here, it should be pretty easy. Cold Feet is actually going to root him down.
Yep.
And you'd see Tide, once he went away from that mid tower, Spiders already hitting that tier 1 tower. The sooner he kills that tier 1 tower, the courier does get picked off by JT. But yeah, the sooner he kills that tower, the sooner he can start taking over the jungle.
Yep.
And maybe even take some of those stacks that are made for the Templar Assassin, which he's currently trying to farm right now. But as you said, if he goes into the jungle, IG is sure to follow. And Ig.Emo, he's going to be the one leading the charge here, as he does have a remnant behind him. So even if this gets a little bit hairy, you can always jump away.
I love the build too. The urn to even tick out.
Now
more.
Agha,
Whoa.
he had a delayed response to this one. He didn't immediately rush in for Ig.Emo. He waits till an opportunity to be able to jump in, fights a kill with the Dark Will, maybe even Miracle as well. The Ravage is going to be forced to use, but it only hits the Kaka as he managed to jump out just in time by the Ember Spirit. And JT, he really wants this kill, and he's going to be able to slow down Kuro. The trap's coming out, but it's not going to bring, it's not going to save Kuro here. As he should just get run down, turned into spiders, cannibalized, and now JT asserts his dominance over this jungle.
Talk about JT, how about Ig.Emo? I mean, you kind of burst onto the world stage with the question mark that could. That was just pure knowing your limits.
Yep.
Full aggression, gets a kill, baits. He sees the Ravage, immediately jukes it. The Remnant placed near perfectly to get outside the radius and also keep them close enough to fight continue. And again, on the Miracle, hello.
Miracle is having a rough time with Ig.Emo, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Ig.Emo drop a little bit of question marks in this one, as he is having a fantastic game. 5-0 and 4. He is single-handedly destroying Nigma.
And now he's got an Arcane Ring, part of 9 of 10 kills. The build, the phase boots, Ocean Heart also, he's almost always on map now, so much HP and mana regen just by playing in this river, where he seems to always be. But the urn, taking away refraction charges, more increased damage, more map pressure, and JT, this is Broodmother. You never have to go to base, so long as you're not respawning.
Yep.
This is the dream. Fly, we don't even talk about him. He just farms bottom. He's chilling. No pressure.
Do you feel like, what does this Nigma lineup do exactly as we start going later into the game? Like, do you think Tidehunter can be basically a 2 position, right? He's playing the safe lane. Their true carry is Templar Assassin, but can he actually be like a decent 2 for this team?
Can't be. He's going to juke the stun.
He jukes the stun while simultaneously pursuing after GH, who's forced to use the Bedlam just to try and get rid of the Flame Guard as best he can. Meanwhile, the Templar Assassin is hitting those Ancients as best he can, but it does leave the mid tower potentially defenseless to JT. And if any support gets nearby, anybody comes close, they're going to be run down by the spiders. Disruption, it's only going to buy him a couple of seconds before the inevitable happens.
What are you supposed to do? I have seen games like this when you're playing heroes like Shadow Demon and Willow against a Broodmother, but you can't even hide behind your tier 3s. If web charges are up, you're just going to get ran at. You need allies to assist you. And like you said, Tidehunter, yeah, is it a counter to Brood in theory, but only if he's around you. Like, you can't actually charge the Brood. You can't stop him. All you have to do if you're JT is say, oh, LCW, okay, I'll go somewhere else. No worries. You take this spot.
Yeah, surviving in lane is not good enough. You need to be able to stop him from taking your tower. Fly, chasing after Mind Control just needs a little bit more damage for the Ice Blast to put it over the top. Meanwhile, the Cold Feet on this Dark Willow allowed Kaka to be able to get away, gets off the Terrorize, but now he gets impaled for the finisher. Kaka, time and time again, so patient in just waiting out his time until it's perfect to have a big splash of an entrance.
That is, they're playing so well. Like, this is with the coach. This is not IG at their full power. And, you know, even if they are the major winners, coming in, already knowing TI spot secured, having a stand-in, I did not expect them to assert this much dominance.
No,
this is pretty nuts.
I mean, there is a huge difference of what's on the line here for these two teams. IG playing with a coach, expectations are low. You've already scored TI. You don't have to worry about that. Nigma, they do.
This is a Nigma that's boot camped here in Kyiv for about 2 weeks.
Yeah, they were the first team here, and they may end up being the first team out.
We'll see. It's a little early, still 13-3. It's only a 4K gold lead. It's TA tied. Nigma have a very good understanding of how they need to play this style. They're going to have the Deso momentarily. It's a bit late. It'll be 15 minutes maybe.
Yeah.
They have a Ravage. They've got the Darks here, but once again, it seems like the same story where they don't have a stun on top of the vacuum. We've seen MC, was it game 1, stream 1 earlier, or stream 2 earlier today. They were like 4-man vax. It was like he was averaging 3 heroes hit, but there was no follow-up stun.
Yeah.
It's the same story here. You have control though. The Ravage, maybe the Fear after. Certainly a lot of lockdown, but will the damage be there? An Ags? Oh no, sorry. I thought that was an Ags rush on the Tidehunter.
No.
I was like, what?
An early Ags for the Broodmother.
Yep.
I think just because he's taken so much real estate that he wants to be able to start asserting control over the triangle as well, right? And that could actually lead to Templar Assassin, who's already having a hard one. Make it that much rougher for him to be able to come back. Miracle. How many deaths is he at now? It's got to be like, what, 4 or 5?
They get a follow-up on Fly, although he did not have Chronosphere to defend himself, or maybe he would have been able to at least save his own life. But, you know, this was what we were having some discussions. The SEA China region analysts, and then us over in Western and Eastern EU. And I gotta say, like, Tsunami has been hyping up China.
Yeah.
Yep. And he felt like this wasn't even really going to be close. Like, IG and Vici were going to look like by far strongest teams of the world. I think he had Vici and Secret, but that's only because IG was playing with the stand-in. And right now, it's kind of as he predicted, where the EU teams just a bit slower. And right now, IG is just all over Team Nigma here.
Do you feel like, as we may watch Emo just pretty much challenging anybody to get close to him, and as soon as they do, he hops away. I was not certain about Nigma. I actually felt pretty confident that they were going to be one of the teams heading out of the wild card, because I was just not impressed by their performance during the DPC. Did you feel similar?
Oh, no, I thought they were going to advance, like, with so much to play, but I have a lot of faith in, you just look at the names, and individually, I still think, even watching this game, the skill is there.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, Mind Control, Miracle, like, I don't know, these are some of the best Pokemon players on the board.
There goes the Ravage, but at the same time, they didn't have Miracle to pump out the damage during that period of time. So it means they're just going to collect the 2 supports, but the big bounty of Emo did slip through their fingers, and he's actually coming back here.
Where's the stun? That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like you need a shard on your TH to have a silence to kill this guy, and
seriously,
it's not available for 4 minutes.
Here comes JT. Bit of damage. Terrorize being threatened here, trying to keep his distance. Had a Chronosphere. Fly deeming it not worth to dive into tier 2s, and he's probably right.
Again, it's like watching one of the legendary Zergs trying to choke out a map. You look at the ward placement. As IG obtains structures, mid tower, top tower now dead, their 2 wards are placed even further into the Nigma side of the map. They're not necessarily using spells. Now a 3rd one placed on the bottom triangle. They have a triumvirate of wards now controlling these Nigma heroes. They're not necessarily going for kills, but you can see they're poking, they're prodding, they're farming extra creep waves, stealing enemy agents, and now they're in.
And now they're going to go for the bounce. They've already jumped the Templar Assassin. They try and get him out with a surge, but he's controlled off of the Suns. Ice Blast is sure to put it into the grave, but at the same time, he got a melt pop off that was critical for being able to bring down Fly. Emo keeping it going, though, and he is the real terror in this server. He continues to assert total control over this game.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a carry tide. Sure, he's top net worth, so certainly getting some space. And I did neglect to mention, this is something that a lot of teams, I don't know how many of them picked it up before they came to the event, but even in pubs, I've heard rumors about in other matches, but VP loved this TA Darkseer combination. The new Meld Strike with the Psy Blade, it's almost guaranteed to hit on the back. So if you hit that 3 or 4 man back into a Meld Strike,
and the chains curl will protect ILTW, but he himself is going to go down due to the Ice Blast, as they are going to be able to pick up some spiders, but that is all that Nigma is able to do right now.
A 4th ward. They must have saved something. Super. His ward control, you see the sentry place, it's gonna miss completely. That one will get the ward. They need to take out some of this vision. At least now, this bottom half is somewhat in Nigma's control. And unfortunately for them, their 2 wards, they're so far away from where the action's happening. How are you gonna use his ward? Running into the
He's literally walking into 4 heroes without a care in the world. And he's got a regen rune waiting for him when he's done having his fun. Immediately a smoke up from Nigma as they push forward into the enemy jungle. They need to make a move here as they are falling farther and farther behind in that network chart.
They want Emo. Look at Super looking to break the smoke.
Oh, God. They can get Emo. Super's going to run into him. Super's going to be the one breaking the smoke here. They're going to have to take this kill. It's not what they wanted, but it's what they're going to get.
That's a good death right there. All one can hope for is a 5 position in certain games is just that. And Super not only gets...
What is our tier 3 at? A top top lane.
Wait, what?
They've been chipping away at that tower for a bit. Okay.
I was gonna say, when Ig.Emo was running into that bottom jungle, his 2 allies were just farming and ignoring him. That's why that.
Oh, they pulled it back in. Oh, he got away!
With the regen rune, Cap.
With the regen rune, and now JT's like, oh, you guys have used a lot of spells, haven't you? It's time for the spiders to do their work. The Shadow Demon's going to be the first of all. The Chronosphere onto 2, and here comes good old Ig.Emo. He's ready to go. He's taking down the Dark Willow. Going to jump in right on top of ILTW, focusing on Miracle Soul. That's the hero that he can deal with pretty quickly. ILTW stands alone now, like our bristleback from the series before. All tank, not much damage. He'll just slowly get burned out. A total wipe, Kyle.
That is his performance, just unbelievable, Cap. Like, this is, you know, I mean, I know he won the last major, but the fact that he's still performing at this level, this is, look at the damage dealt. He's nearly matching the output of his entire team. This is echoes of, like, you know, Miracle's first highlight video competing against Pubs, Sumail at TI5, just straight up dumpstering a game, and in a way that you love to see, right? It's the measured aggression. It's not like he's just out farming. I don't think I've seen him hit a creep camp on his own side of the map since 4 minutes into the game.
8-0 and 10. A huge performance by him, but at the same time, ooh, I was literally going to say, if they can kill him, it's a huge streak to claim. And sure enough, look at that. GH gets the last hit. Well done.
I don't believe in the caster's curse, but that was impeccable timing.
I mean, if you, of all people, don't believe in the caster's curse,
that's a good point. That's a good point. GH got the streak, though, so...
Look at him. He's straight up Yules all of a sudden.
Yeah.
He's got an answer to the Ember Spirit now. What a great hero to get it.
That's actually pretty huge. Think about it. I mean, Ig.Emo, he has the Ags. And right after he died, he queued up BKB. But he's still the full price away from it.
Yeah.
Yules into Root. That's actual catch now. They have a real answer to the Ember Spirit. But of course, JT, he has his Ags. And this is how IG will look to continue. So they got to be a little cautious. The teamfight of Nigma is still there, but it's the pace and map control that IG can exert that's really their advantage. That's what the Ags gives you. You know, suddenly Ember's going in at Super Saiyan Captain Marvel speeds. Meanwhile, Broodmother has webs literally everywhere. The Roshan next objective, Dire already scanned it out. They know that they have to contest this, one would imagine.
Is this a game that Nigma can win just by holding on to their triangle? We've seen like PA lineups be able to pull that off. Can a Templar Assassin have that same kind of impact?
Old TA, I would say no. And I haven't really seen enough pro matches with this new style to give measured judgment, but I hear a lot about how TA is a hard carry now.
Yeah.
TA is not a hero that falls off if you are playing to be max slotted. And later on, you know, they still have the team fight. That's what it comes down to, Cap. Like, they have the only real save in this game with the Shadow Demon Disrupt. They have hard counter initiation, the fear to follow up, so a ton of AoE control. And apparently TA is a hard carry. So we shall see. This Roshan, though, very, very important. And do keep in mind, IG does innovation, not about team fighting, but about map control. So
double damage is going to make this Roshan fall twice as fast, and that means a very small window for Nigma to know what's going on, rotate over, and sadly, it's just not in the cards for them, especially given the lack of total map control. So, it's going to be a Aegis for them.
And now we shall see what they will do with it. And it's still a 5k gold lead. The wards, like, every time I look at the map, it's like, geez, they still have them up somehow.
Yeah.
3 on the enemy side. And it gets tough now for Nigma because they theoretically want to be able to mirror the map. This is, you know, what this team has done so well since its inception.
Yeah.
But it's much more difficult when IG have this global map movement and they're just so speedy. I still feel like a TA shard might change things up a bit because right now they're kind of using traps as vision and lane push more than anything else. But what if you could get a silence off on Ig.Emo and just follow up?
Yeah, for sure. You could see literally, like, little techies' minds. I hate this part of TA. The fact that she can get farm globally if she just lays enough traps down in a lane. They are actually setting up here in the bottom lane. They're going to look to be able to catch at least Kaka here, jumping in. Kaka surely dead, and he's just sort of overwhelmed by the number of Nigma heroes. They're immediately going to have to smoke back up. They know anytime they show on the bottom half of the map, JT, ding dong, he's going to be knocking on your door.
And they have to immediately look to respond to Ig.Emo. He's like, okay, oh, hold on.
That's a big Yules, that's a big Brambles, a Terrorite follow-up, and they certainly have the damage to bring down the Aegis. They're gonna go for it. Ravage? Okay, maybe not. Feeling like they don't quite have the magic damage, and they're probably right without Bedlam.
I think they were looking for the vac into the Bramble, like we saw in the laning phase. If they land that, maybe they can go for the kill, but either way, they force out a couple of remnants. So of course, the max 5 charges, and still with 4, and a fast recharge on that.
I saw a Miracle. He defended top, then started running towards mid to see if he could help with that fight. And JT was hitting the tier 3 again. We can get a checkup on that HP. Once the tier 3's down, then it's pretty much just a matter of time until the melee barracks falls.
And just keep in mind, there's still, do we have any BKBs on IG? Like, Emo is still quite a distance away. I think Fly should be closing in on his. No, skipping it. Man, this is bold. And this is a difference of opinion in how you play against Ravage.
Okay.
BKB timings, in theory, can be very effective, but also risky, right? Because if you don't get the BKB off, suddenly it's neutered, maybe the duration goes low.
It's a worthless item at that point, right? You got 100 to 0'd.
Whereas the tankiness style, especially with a Scotty, in theory, you can just stick to the Tide, stick to the Darkseer TA.
There it is again. Backing back into the Brambles, and unfortunately the Ghost Scepter only amplifying the damage of the Ion Shell. Yule Scepter, no Brambles available, and nice Chrono Spear. Setting up on a 3, 2-man Ice Blast on top of that. So 2 supports, they're definitely dead. And Mind Control, he's going to follow them right into the base. Oh, catch him, catch him. Oh, didn't have change.
The reason that's working, by the way, if you checked out top, it's a Broodmother trading his time and energy for TAs. Look at the net worth disparity. If you lose Miracle in a team fight, Nigma have nothing. Like, he is their hard carry. Broodmother, he's just one of 3 cores that are perfectly comfortable slaying enemy heroes. So this is getting kind of tough. I almost feel like LTW needs like bots, some sort of global mobility, because right now, maybe you know what it is? Maybe the TA, the Wagamama build.
Oh yeah, the Agha build where you start teleporting around the map.
Yeah,
that could be.
Because right now,
they need some sort of global presence. Tier 3's dead, by the way.
Yeah, like they want team fights. Nigma wants a fight. They're engineered to win it, but they're not getting it because IG are continuing to force skirmishes and bad engagements. Like, that was the dream for them. They just picked up 3 free kills, almost 4. If LTW hadn't got that timely TP out.
Scrambling across the map, JT, just going for the supports. You don't need to go for anybody else. Don't get yourself caught in the trees, though. That'll be a little awkward. Curl is going to be able to bail himself out as there is a savage madman frothing at the mouth about 10 feet away from me. I wonder if that game's hype at all or if it's Slacks, just being Slacks.
I mean, who knows? Would be a Weplay tournament if we didn't have at least 1 or 2 Slacks.
You gotta get one of them in, you know? That way people make the Reddit thread. Please, God, don't do that. Don't do this to us.
Speaking of don't do this to us.
Oh, Kaka. Ghost Scepter dodged that big melt. Hit 4 stabs to try and get him a little bit farther away for the TP out. Nice play from Super the coach.
Is he? Are you sure he's the coach? Like, not just a stand-in?
I mean, this man was a practice 5 position back in the day, so he's come out of retirement. I think he's only been in retirement for like 2 years anyway.
Yeah.
So it's probably still fresh for him.
He's still got a lot of skills. Rich has only been retired for 9 months, and he's lost it all.
That's true. It's sad to see him being the relic of what he once was, but we'll get it back.
Speaking of relics, this lineup of Nigma, like, we keep talking about it, Cap, but they need wins. They need to make it out of the wild card. They don't want to have to play the TI finals just to make it to TI 10.
Was that speaking of relics, and then you were talking about old Nigma, old TI 7 champs?
Hey, Curl's got a streak that any fan would be envious of.
Oh, yeah.
2 players at every TI thus far.
Yeah, I mean...
You want to keep that going.
Grand finals, I think he has the most grand finals appearances of any player. I mean, just truly incredible career from him. Hey, on Disc, going to be able to save Mind Control from a finger there. BKB almost going to be blocked immediately. Fly. He got a nice 2-man Chrono Spear, but he gets terrorized outside of the pit. Mind Control eventually dies. That is most of the BKB from Ig.Emo. He's going to use the last bit of it to be able to claim the kill the Shadow Demon before he jumps away. The Lion, Kaka in trouble as GH is going to go for it with the Bedlam once again. The force staff coming out from Super, getting him away from that Bedlam. GH is still able to find the kill, but he's going to be cold feet, rooted down.
They got a rack
Super getting one shot, double damage, 1,300 damage crit.
Spider problems.
They do have spider problems. They've taken the top lane of Barracks, and they're going to go for mid now. And at this point, IG, they're just playing to keep Nigma around. They don't need to kill heroes. They just need to stop them from being able to go back to base. Miracle's winning the fight, yes, but they're not being able to defend their mid lane until just now. Looks like GH is going to show up. ILTW eventually gets there. GH, it's got to be. Oh, Mo, no, Joe. Oh.
That's nasty. Yeah, you're falling behind 9K gold, but that was a hell of a side blade there for Miracle. Wow, that they needed that kill.
This is why you go to Dragonlance. They added in the Sign Blade multiplier, so it goes twice as far, and you're like a sniper. You're a weird sniper.
That was like, I don't think I saw Miracle. He had a DD. He had the fresh BKB. I don't think I saw him hit a hero until the Rack's top was already dead. Like,
yeah.
Mind Control as well. Like, it looks like kind of a suicide run, but if you look at the item build, I think that was intended. They realized that ultimately a Ravage can't start the fight, and somebody's just gonna run in like a lunatic.
Yeah.
He runs in, pops the finger with the Aeon Disc. Miracle, careful.
Miracle gonna be slowed down with Annihilation. This is bad. There is going to be the backing wall, but when he comes back out of the disruption, he's caught by an Ice Blast. Now he's dead. And Nigma, they got a trade-off. I'm not even going to say that last team fight was a win for them, but they got so much gold, so much experience for this one hero that they could have said, okay, the trade-off for the top lane of Barracks was worth it, but now he's just died, and now it feels awful for them.
We talk about the picks at the start of the game. You know, it was a carry tide, but now it just feels like Nigma have 2 offlaners, whereas IG have 3 carries, all of whom are having an incredible game. And a lot of this, of course, you know, Kaka, maybe not the greatest scoreboard, but has been incredibly effective on the Lion, part of a lot of key kills. But Ig.Emo, of course, the star of the show. The man has made so much space, so many plays, 31-17, and now in a pretty dominant position. AC on JT, that 10 armor turnaround now, very effective against the TA lineup.
Blink Dagger. I mean, he's got to keep his distance because the Spider is always going to be wrapping around behind them, so an extra bit of mobility, very important for Kuro. How close are we to, I mean, the levels are so important for Nigma because the Tide can turn into an okay damage dealer when he gets level 25. Yeah. Right? And then our Templar Assassin, part of the reason you were talking about her now being a hard carry is a big part, that level 25 talent, the refraction.
9 refractions, it's just bonkers.
Yeah.
And even with Amanda, like Maelstrom's Flame Guards, it's still tough at times to burn through it, especially if BKB is active.
Yeah.
The Spiders help. Well, we shall see.
Spiders.
I mean, right now, this is where the patience comes in. Zion in an interview a couple months back said it was the most important characteristic for a budding Dota 2 player, and IG looking to employ that here. Still, good warding, but Roshan not up for 45 seconds. That was a big objective. They want to secure the Aegis, and then look to maybe venture back into the Nigma base, or just keep JT doing it. It's worked so far. It's been very elusive. I would not want to be playing on the Dire lineup in this game.
No. I mean, because, like we said, levels were so important for them, but at the same time, the later this game goes, all of a sudden the Broodmother gets the damage talent at level 20. Then she gets the HP talent, or vice versa. At that point in time, the Spider, it's so hard to deal.
And Ember already at his 25 now with the double slight, so the damage output, even in the Chronosphere, it's gonna be nasty. And a beacon.
Shiva's added in, fly.
A beacon would be on the double.
Yeah, seriously. I saw that earlier. I was just like, okay. He knows what he needs anyway. Let's see if it actually works out for him. It's, right now, it's Fly who's causing all the problems. Finally, he ravages, and he does manage to catch this boy. Can he bring him down to terrorize bit by bit? And the damn closer they down. Oh, and he one-shots Kaka on the side. A 2-for-1 special for Miracle.
They might have JT.
JT, he was supposed to be hitting buildings during these situations, but now he's been suckered into the team fight that IG has certainly lost, and JT is going to be in some trouble. ILTW, the Ice Blast, it didn't actually hit him. ILTW still dies, though. Emo is able to catch him up. JT, caught inside the trees, is going to fall as well. It's pretty much just Emo trying to carry through in these team fights now.
Oof, they really wanted the Ember. I mean,
They're going for Roche.
That'd be huge. Well, has a BKB, should be okay here. He doesn't juke it.
Curse Crown, stun, Brambles. He's got BKB though, so he is going to be okay ultimately. But forcing out the BKB charge, especially with Roshan up, is still big. Wow.
Indeed it is, and I can't actually believe they were able to take that fight. It looked like maybe the Ravage would not have been enough, but you said it. Like, the control. They had an immediate follow-up from GH with the fear. Fly just dies. Kaka died in a single side blade. Now they might have found Super.
Ghost Scepter dodges the meld hit, but I don't think. Okay, he turns around and Ice Blasts up GH. So if he is going to fall, he's going to make sure they takes GH with him. In fact, Kaka, who dies instead with 1,000 damage critical. Emo keeping him. Oh, what a nice vacuum, pulling him back up the hill and back into the clutches of Miracle, who holds him in tight, brings down the Ancient Apparition. Emo slips away, though, time and time again.
Beautiful, though. GH, he held the buyback, so it's an immediate usage. This should, for sure, secure Roche. This is huge. This is actually huge. This is the shard.
He does have Chronosphere. This is risky from IG.
They know there's
in a way, they may be throwing away their advantage by forcing this around. Terrorizing the BKB goes off from Emo. Tries to go for the kill on his GH. He only needs a couple of hits and he will manage to get that one. Miracle turns around, returns fire, Ice Blast with Chronosphere. He gets off the BKB, but is that going to be enough? He tries to pull him out of the Chronosphere. That's possible. Fly looking for it. He finally gets off the refraction. Miracle needs to be able to turn around and deal the damage with Fly, but he can't get out. He is just stuck, rooted to the spot, and Fly is going to be able to run down hero after hero. IG, they all in to be able to make sure that this Roshan fight would go their way. And the risk pays off.
That is something. I thought it wasn't up the quickening charm. That lower, I don't know if they expected it or not. I was like, how is Ember's BKB actually still active? He pops it, and suddenly Nigma realized we are way out of position. And they get absolutely dumpstered. Miracle stayed melded. I don't know if he would have escaped, but I felt like maybe he was looking to turn around with the damage, but he ended up just chilling.
Yeah, I had to like double check his inventory. I was like, is he trying to blink away? But no, he was just, I think he was waiting for the Void to come out of Disruption or something, but yeah, it was a weird situation for sure.
The positioning from Curl there is really just off. Like, he can't get caught in a Chronosphere on top of his TA. I understand, I think he's looking to make an aggressive purge, maybe help out the Ember, but how many spiders does he have? They're going through.
Regeneration.
They are.
I mean, there's still a tier 1 and a tier 2 up, so if they want to keep going, Throne is their best option at this point in time. Fly poking at him, has the shard to be able to jump back whenever he needs to. His 1 tier 4 is about to fall, and those spiders, they've got to get rid of them because they chomp on these buildings and they do so much damage.
I like this from IG though. They recognize, look, let's not get frisky. Things can get out of hand here. We might get tempted. We've been watching OG play Dota, not at this event, of course, but we see them diving Fountain quite often. We don't want to do that into a Ravage.
Yeah, they've learned what not to do from OG.
Exactly, and now, man, the evasion on this Brood is just so painful. Nigma have no methods of piercing it just yet. It feels like Miracle. Okay, he does have the MKB, I take that back. Void, of course, with the Butterfly, but it won't be enough. However, the lack of mobility tool on Miracle. Level 25, the Refraction talent ready to go. Unless he went for the Bash. Nah, Refraction, too good.
I haven't seen anybody go Bash in a while. Refresher, now for Emo.
Wow. Hey, is a Refresher?
Yeah.
I mean, that is a...
Yeah.
Talk about confidence.
Yeah.
On an Ember Spirit, you just don't see this every day. He is just all in.
And here he goes. After the races already, going straight up for Kuro. He's going to try and deal with this defensive line position right away, and he does easily kill him. The buyback, of course, coming out with a 2-man Chronosphere from Fly. They're trying to make sure. Oh, the vacuum back into the wall. That's going to stop the Chronosphere, and all its effect on his Kaka good for a desperate TP away. He's not going to make it up. The this doesn't last that long, but look at that. A dieback now for Kuro. It's Fly. He's now showing that he is also a big carry. Sharding back. Oh, Ravage going off just for them to be able to go back. Fly still has the Aegis too. They're trying to deal with just life number 1 of the Faceless Void. And ILTW inside of it is found. Never mind, Emo knows that exactly what's up. He is a big fan of OG, and he wants to farm heroes inside of the fountain. Unfortunately, he dies here. Doesn't have a buyback. JT with an eye to objectives will take the second tier 4.
Are they gonna get Megas off this though with just the spider?
They are.
Like
Spider running out. ILTW, he can't stop it fast enough. The anchor smash just isn't up enough for him. Silence onto the Faceless Void. Nigma, they want to be able to turn this game around in some sort of miracle play. They've got to be able to bring down Fly here and now and turn around against Megas, and it's not happening. Fly keeps his distance, goes back in, attempts to go for a kill on Mind Control before he slips away again and again with this time walk, with the shard. They are just constantly heads on a swivel, trying to look for Fly, but they're not going to be able to find the best they can get. Oh, Sideblade's hit! They're so close. ILTW, can he find him anywhere? He will not. They think he ran left, but his web is to the right. They should know. They should find him. JT, go. Mind Control, he's sticking on top. He's not going anywhere. I've got him. Finally, he falls, but the damage is already done, Kyle.
indeed it is, and I guess we should have seen this coming, right? On the Bubble Bus ride over, Rich had his 90s emo playlist going, and so far, I've become an emo fan. Like, this is incredible. The man, yes, he dies in the fountain, but that's almost a badge of honor. Like, to end the game and your one death is inside the enemy fountain. I think if he had a remnant, and one more remnant, he used, I think, 11 in that fight.
For Seth! Oh, Fly. He does end up dying here. IG are going to bleed away a few more kills, but they do have to constantly return back to their base, defend against Megas.
Yeah, now they can. They certainly have plenty of wave push.
Yeah.
But it just feels like the pressure's too much. IG, they know they're playing against no glyph. Yeah. They have Megas. They're going to have the vision advantage.
I mean, the scaling of this lineup is already called into question, and now you're dealing with Megas as well.
Yeah.
It's just wrong.
I mean, oh man, the spell prism as well. Emo just seems like he has way too many tools. Double BKB, double Shivas, all the remnants.
No, I mean,
there's slights times 2.
There's a reason why this man's performance at the major was what won them that event, right? Yes. Like, his fearlessness, his confidence, his young player, you know, it's the confidence of youth. He just goes in, thinks to himself, I'm going to outplay everybody, and really, it's only caught him once outside of Fountain.
If the Fountain hadn't been buffed,
True.
He might live there.
True.
Perhaps just not as experienced at fountain diving as some of his more veteran counterparts, but still.
Okay, well, I mean, all those spells, maybe it doesn't matter. If they get one disable and they get that one critical hit with the Divine Rapier now on Miracle.
The vacuum. The vacuum melt strike. That is your win condition for Nigma. It is slim, but it is there. Even with the quiver. It's a big
Even with the quiver.
blade.
It is a big blade. Girthy, you would say.
Unfortunately, landing it on target.
It's true.
Probably proved challenging.
It doesn't really matter how big the side blade is. It's about how he uses it in this situation. And
you need to hit all 4.
Yeah, you're going to need to.
Let's see, Minotaur Horn. Some item is coming for the Void as well. He's going to be fully slotted out. It's a fresh BKB. That's the right choice. Now all cores can just kind of freely
Minotaur
play their
Horn
game.
And this BKB, Nigma, they have to go for gusto here. They have to hit the vacuum ravage, all-in damage, but Emo is going to make things chaotic, as you know he does. He's going to go for the backline, go for girl like he's done every single time. They do go on the left-hand side for Mind Control, and there goes your combo, Kyle. He doesn't have buyback. BKB, the second one, pressure activated by Emo. They're going to use the Chronosphere to be able to catch down too. The Ravage goes up, but they've already used their magic immunity. ILTW, the Ravage doesn't do a damn thing, and Nigma is out of this game 1. IG looking crisp and clean with the Brood Mother pick.
That was just special to watch. Like I don't think either one of these teams was necessarily off a step.